Hello, my sweet friends. Shurma here. A very warm welcome to my show. It's a fine spring morning and just the right time to share with you how to paint a spring rose in one stroke deco art style. The materials needed for today's project are all listed over here. I begin with a white watercolor paper which is 8 centimeters by 12 centimeters in size. It is splashed with some very pale watercolors like blue and yellow, and it has a stencilled background. Here is the palette for the rose. I have deep magenta, permanent rose, mauve, pink and white acrylic on my palette. Here I am loading the flat brush number 6 with deep magenta and permanent rose and a bit of white acrylic. So this is multi-loading of the brush and I am blending the colors well. The more you blend, the better results you will achieve. Before I go on to make the rose, I have picked up my flat brush number 4 and a bit of permanent rose and mauve, and I'm trying to just loosely create the structure of a rose. Next, I will bring in my flat brush number 6 and I have permanent rose, deep magenta and white acrylic on the brush. So here I'm trying to create a very detailed center of the rose. Since it is a large rose, you can see all the petals very well. As I move on to the outer petals, I will add more of permanent rose and less of deep magenta. So there will be a slight difference of color in the petals, in the upper and the lower layers. Spring is the period between the spring equinox and summer solstice, right? Equinoxes are special days during the year when day and night are almost equal because of the angle of Earth's tilt towards the sun. This occurs around mid-March in the northern hemisphere. Spring is regarded as the season of new beginnings. Fresh bud blooms, animals awaken, and the earth seems to come to life again. The mango trees are laden with fruits and the cuckoo sings. Farmers and gardeners plant their seeds and temperatures slowly rise. During this time, the ground grows softer and is more yielding to plants. Many cultures celebrate the return of spring or the blossoming of nature. As Robert Owen once said, and I quote, "Spring is God's way of saying one more time." And Thomas Tusser said, and I quote, "Sweet April showers do spring May flowers." There are some stunning festivals in my country, India, that celebrates the onset of spring. India rings in the regional New Years according to the lunar and solar calendar. We have Ugadi, Gudi Padwa, Vishu, Baisakh, Bohali Bihu, Poila Boishakh. And these festivals mostly fall in the month of April. This calendar system is very scientific and authentic and still holds true. So today's project, that is the spring rose, which is a very rich magenta, is dedicated to the beautiful season of spring. I'm going to recite a Sanskrit shloka for you. It is very beautiful and you will get to know the meaning in a bit. I quote, Surya Samvedana Pushpe Deepti Karunya Gandhani Labdhava Shubham Navavarshesmin Kuryat Sarvasya Mangalam. It means, as the sun gives light, the sensation gives birth to compassion, and the flowers always spread their fragrance. The same way, may our new year be a pleasant one for us every day, every moment. So here's wishing you a very happy spring and a lovely year ahead. So that brings me back to the painting. The spring rose is almost done. I'm working on the petals, adding more of highlights wherever needed, and just going over the petals in case I have missed some spots. It's looking good enough, I guess. Well, at this point, I go ahead and pick up the palette for the foliage. I have aqua green, turquoise green, olive, yellow ochre, deep green and white acrylic. I have picked up my flat brush number 6 and I have dipped it in aqua green, turquoise green and a bit of olive along with white acrylic to create a stunning combination, which you will see how it looks on paper. Now before I go on to make the leaves, I've picked up a liner brush and a bit of olive green and blocking the underneath of the edges of the rose with the color. This makes the edges more prominent. A bit of deep green and mixed with a bit of turquoise gives a very stunning effect. Now this is only turquoise and a bit of aqua green. Now this creates a backdrop for the leaves, which you will see in a bit. There you go. That is flat brush number 6 and I have turquoise, aqua green and a bit of white and creating some slider leaves as background leaves. Aren't they looking pretty? You can add a bit of olive over them just to give some dramatic effect. And yes, they are making a difference to the entire painting. Here I've added more of white to depict light. This part of the painting is darker, hence you have darker leaves here. Some more background leaves. And here is the one stroke style leaf in the making. Here I have picked up olive, turquoise green, a bit of yellow ochre and white acrylic. And I'm still using flat brush number 6. This is one stroke style of painting, and if you are new to the style or if you would like to refresh your floral and leaf skills, then I would encourage you to please visit my past videos. I will be very happy to drop some of the links in the description box below. The foliage makes so much of a difference to the entire painting. The rose actually comes alive. What do you say? Let me know in the comments below. So at this point I pick up a liner brush to create some vines here and there with more of acrylic white and a bit of aqua green. They're hardly visible, but they are there. Once I was happy with the panel, I went ahead and mounted it on a blue note card. There you go. Here is the finished spring rose card. Hope you enjoyed watching me paint the spring rose in one stroke deco art style. Do connect with me on my social media handles, and it would be a great pleasure to be in touch with you. We'll be back soon. Till then, stay tuned. Bye-bye.